Okay, what's up, everybody? Welcome back, welcome back. Thanks for coming back in. I appreciate it. It's good to see y'all, man. What's going on? Happy, well, I guess Tuesday by the time you guys are seeing this. Happy Sunday today, though. This is going to be kind of a wicked podcast. It's Sunday, September 17th. It'll be the 19th when you guys are watching this, I believe. It'll be kind of a wicked one today, admittedly. I totally forgot I had a haircut middle of the day, which is in roughly 45 minutes, 15-minute drive to get there. So I'm going to try to get about 25 minutes in right now. I'm going to have to continue it later on, to be perfectly honest with you. So that's on me. I don't know if I'm going to record it tonight, because we are doing Yugi's charity stream tonight, the Fall Guys charity stream. So that's going to be every bit of like 2.5, 3 hours right there. So I don't know if I'm going to finish recording this tonight, or it's either that or I'm going to have to do it tomorrow morning at like 5 a.m. I'm just going to come in like super grumpy when you see me next. I'm wearing like different attire and stuff. So, but that's a problem for future VTice. Let's not even worry about that for right now. I'm excited for the charity stream though. Yugi's original vision for it, and I hope I'm not like being too much of a jerk off. I fully understand that Yugi's like the easiest going guy of all time. I totally get that, and I'm sure like he'll totally understand. But my logic was because he wanted to kind of do like it was like win streaks for charity, which is sick. I actually really like the idea. But like Coach dropped in a nice score, Yugi and his crew dropped in a nice score. A lot of people have. So what I think we're gonna do, just because I don't feel like dealing with everyone, just like, well, now it's my turn. Well, now I want to play, but wait, I wanted to play with him, and he just went. And doing like a queue for people to play on the squads, I just know it's a headache. And no offense, but I've told you guys this all before, I really don't want to add everybody as friends on Epic Games, because then whenever I'm at home working, doing like telehealth PT sessions or something, you suckers are just blowing up my PC, and there's no way to appear offline. Or really to like disable the notifications. So I apologize. It's just like, no offense, but like there's obviously like some of you guys, like mods and members I already have as friends on there. You know, and like other creators. But like it's like they're not the ones that blow me up. But the second I add people, I just get all these invites when I'm on it. Not even on Fall Guys. Not even on any game, to be honest with you. I'm just sitting there like working, and I'm getting all these, I don't know, invites to come join a party. And I just don't feel like dealing with it, to be honest, because I have to go through and then take everyone off my friends list, and I just don't feel like dealing with it. So there's that too, because I think I'd have to have you as a friend on there to invite you. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna donate $1 for every team, every win for Team VTice, and we're gonna do just like solo squad snipes, or solo snipes, I should say. So, which I think is a better idea, because then everyone can play. I think we'll probably raise more money that way, admittedly. You know, then obviously all the super chat, ad revenue, stuff like that, memberships, everything goes to the charity as well. I don't know what charity we're gonna do yet, though. I've been kicking around some different ideas. I was looking at one that was like Stomp Bullying, so it's like charities to like stop like, you know, bullying for kids that deal with that, like at school, you know, or like in their neighborhood, stuff like that. I thought that was kind of a cool one. I'm always here for like helping like dogs and animals, so like animal cruelty ones, but I haven't had a chance to like sit down and do enough research about it. It's never a bad one either to do. You know, like any of I can't pull the name off the top, but like something for like veterans. There was one where it was like service dogs for veterans. I thought that was kind of a cool charity idea, so we may do that one. I just gotta do some research on them, because you never really know. Sometimes you look into some of these charities and it's like, yeah, the CEO of this nonprofit net worth like $250 million. And I'm just like, whoa, how did that happen? I know this was a non-profit. I still don't really even understand what non-profit even means, to be perfectly honest with you. I've been meaning to look this up for maybe like a decade now, and I just never got around to it. But every time I hear someone say non-profit, I'm like, oh, I could like deduce and define non-profit. But then my rebuttal is, well, then like how like legally how do they make all that money then? Because it's not from like a different walk of life, to my knowledge. How like these CEOs of non-profits, like how are they able to pay themselves? There's got to be like some loopholes or something in there. I've always wondered that. But I gotta look into that. Maybe we could rant on that on another episode. So, yeah. So I forgot about the haircut. I got this mop on my head. It's just a pain in the backside. So you know what it is really is I actually don't hate like when the hair gets a little bit longer like this. I'm kind of having a rough hair day right now. It's got a mind of its own. But what really it is, and I'm not going to show you, so don't even ask me because I'm not going to show you. What it is this is a fucking mess back here in the back of my head. And like I've tried to like do like the, I don't even know, like old like skater look or something where I like fan it out to the side. I'm not gonna show you, but it just looks like complete and utter dog crap. And that's where it's the biggest issue. If I could figure this situation out back here, I'd let it grow out to this length every single time. The reason why I go to get haircuts is, and I just like sit down with my barber and I just tell him, just like, look, I don't know what you're gonna do. This is why you get paid the big bucks. This is why I come to you. But like, I need something to be done back here because we have a fucking situation back here. So, and she's really good. She's really good. So, yeah, and she just like kind of, you know, trims on the outside and shit like that. So, we might keep it up top a little bit longer, I suppose. And if I see any hairline comments in the down below, I'm gonna be pissed. Just know that. I mean, this is not an opportunity for you guys to take cheap shots at my hairline. Rant for another day. So, okay. Oh yeah, it's Sunday, so NFL games are on. College football, Ohio State looked pretty good yesterday. A lot of close calls for Georgia. You know, Tennessee got dog walked by, was it Florida, I think it was. A lot of close ones. Colorado, I lost a lot of money on Colorado. I threw more money than I should have for them to cover 20.5, and they damn near lost. I think they won by, what was it, 8? Yeah, because double overtime. They scored, got the 2-point conversion, and they stopped Colorado State, so they did not cover 21 points. So that was a loss of cash right there. I took an oath this year. I will never bet on Ohio State ever again. I'm going to root for them. I'm going to support them with all my heart, but I have lost far too much money betting on them at the end of the year because I want them to beat Georgia or Michigan the last 2 years, and we all know how that's gone. I don't want to talk about it. As much as it stings as a fan, it stings that much more as a fan than when you also lose more money than you should have put on the game in the first place, but it is what it is. All right, let's get to our ad read really quick as I cross some of these off. Forgive me, they're a new sponsor of the channel, and I appreciate them very much. That being said, it must have been like an issue with my email or something. I didn't get their message they wanted me to read, so I'm just going to kind of free ball this one, I suppose. So let's see here. Hey! You, do you like eating cardboard? Of course you do. Everybody likes eating cardboard. Who doesn't? Well, what if I told you you could make that cardboard 10-fold times better? How, you might ask? Well, let's just slap some ketchup on there. Yeah, doesn't that sound good? You look like you're already hungry just thinking about it. Well, with Domino's Pizza, you can have cardboard with ketchup on top, and don't even forget, we could even add pepperonis on top, which tastes like, I don't know, a steaming pile of dog crap. Oh, you're trying to lose weight? That's great. One bite of our dog shit pizza, and, you'll probably either A, throw up, or you're gonna lose your complete appetite and not want to eat another bite, and you won't eat anything else for the entire rest of the night, maybe the entire next day, maybe the entire next week because our pizza's so trash. Now, trusted reports would say that people don't actually come to Domino's for our pizza, even though we're a pizza place. It's actually our subs and our loaded tots that are why people like us, which is fucking astounding to me that people would back up Domino's. Sorry, this is the ad read speaking, which is astounding to all of us here at Domino's that people would still come here for our subs and our loaded tots. Absolutely mind-blowing. So yeah, if you want to lose weight, if you feel a little bit nauseous and just want to throw up so you can get it out of your system, come to Domino's. And if you actually want somewhat quality edible food, apparently our subs and loaded tots are the way to go. So use promo code VTice and we will add 75% add-on price to your current order. Okay, so thank you to Domino's for their very generous ad. We appreciate you supporting the channel with your dog shit pizza. Thanks, Domino's. Alright, how we doing on time? I'm gonna have to leave here. God, this is gonna be close. I'm gonna have to leave here in like 15 minutes, so I'm debating if I should start this rant now or if I come back and do the rant. Fuck it, let's start the rant now. Nah, let's do our content creation tip. Then I'll probably have to stop after that. Oh yeah, I was gonna flip the screen over for you guys as well. By the way, let me know in the comments, dead serious here on this one actually. Would you rather I just keep it full screen? I know you're all just gonna take a cheap shot and be like, no, why in God's name would we ever want to look at your full screen face. So yeah, but I can put the gameplay on, or I can just leave it like this. I really don't care. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to stop with the clip of the week, which pisses me off to no end, because I had some bangers lined up. It's pretty disappointing, actually. But every single time we do a clip reaction, they just demonetize, and I have to trim it out, as you guys saw in the last week's one. Or it's like prior episodes or prior live streams. I have to like just trim that entire segment out anyways. So there's no point. It's frustrating. There's gotta be a way to get past that though, because I feel like other people do a clip of the week and don't have to trim it out or anything. I don't know exactly how it works. I'm not smart enough to figure that out. So it's frustrating though. It's frustrating. I will tell you that much. So let's keep it going as is. If people say they'd rather keep it full screen, we can do that. But I will flip this bad boy over. I don't have any visuals for you guys today in regards to nice, where's the webcam? Okay, there's that. And boom, there we are. Okay, doesn't fit. Nice, love that for us. Let's go ahead and just take that down, I suppose. Oh, now we cut Brutus out. That is what it is. Let me pull this bad boy up. I'm gonna have to edit all this out, gosh darn it. I'm trying to go so fast because of our limited time window here, but it is what it is, I suppose. Boom, okay. And there is our gameplay. Boom goes the dynamite. So, content creation tip of the week. Now, I am currently in the process of switching editing softwares. Why, VTice? Why are you switching editing softwares? Well, because HitFilm Express, you're about ready to end up on the list, to be honest with you. You're about ready to end up on the shit list, I'll be honest with you, HitFilm. But I won't do that just because you really didn't do anything to me. You just have a bad product. It's like every time I try to cut one clip, it would be like a buffering thing. And you're going to tell me it's my system. No, it's not, because no other editing software does this, with the exception of HitFilm Express. It's just, the reason why I used them was it was way easier to do different edits in terms of like, you know how it's like where I like black out the screen after like an intro, then like I slowly like fade back into the screen for like when the gameplay starts or something. Same thing with like our outro, right? With like the music and like how I like slowly like increase the music, and then obviously when the beat drops, is like kind of like jam it up, so then it gets pretty loud right there. A lot easier on that. That's the bulk of the edits I do. So your content creation tip of the week is actually both a self-criticism, telling myself I need to do this, and also helpful for some of you guys who are also trying to do content creation in that world as well. So also, friendly reminder, we never talk about the gameplay on the podcast. Never. It's just there. We just don't even talk about it. So, so the tip for you guys today is it can be overwhelming when you start with a new editing software, or you're starting editing just in general. It's still overwhelming to me. There's a lot of things that like sound good in my brain of like, this would be a cool idea in terms of, I could do this with editing, I could do that with editing. At the same time, it's very overwhelming because it's not easy, especially when you pull up that editing software for the first time and it's just staring in your face and you're just like, oh my god, I don't even know like where I'm going to start with this, to be perfectly honest with you. And so what I recommend is, so by the way, I'm also switching to DaVinci Resolve. I believe it's DaVinci Resolve 18, and there's a free version and a pro version. I don't need the pro version right now. There's no watermark on the free version, which I think is nice and a big one. But the pro version, I just don't do enough of editing. Hopefully down the road, there will come a time where I need the pro version because, my editing, takes that much of like a step up, if you will. But for the here and now, I just don't need it. I do very basic edits, everything that's available on the free version as well. So the tip in and of itself is learn one new editing tip per day, per week, or per month. So you're slowly building your arsenal and your toolbox over time for your editing. So obviously, one tip per month's a little bit, I think that's kind of a pretty wide time frame. I think one per week or like one every 2 weeks is probably more appropriate. And I'm trying to right now. And there's a lot of really, really helpful videos on YouTube if you've never looked it up. So let's say if you use HitFilm Express, let's say if you use DaVinci Resolve or any other editing software. I know Yugi uses a different one. I can't remember what his is though. He's told me before. But anyways, so for whatever tip you're using, or excuse me, whatever editing software you're using, just look up XYZ editing software for beginners, tips for beginners, and just start to slowly build, and they'll help you with like transitions, fading in and out. It's not too bad once you get down to it. Now this goes back to everybody likes making fun of me because of all my note cards, but it helps. Write this down. Don't have to keep going back to the video every single time. Take some notes so then you have it there, and nice condensed note cards. Put it in a wrap a rubber band around them, and you know, the top note card, just have it labeled for that stack. Something to the effect of, I don't know, DaVinci Resolve notes, right? HitFilm Express notes, Adobe Premiere Pro notes, whatever. And then you have them all there. Learn one new skill per week. You can seriously learn a new skill in less than 10 minutes. And again, I'm also talking to myself. Hopefully I'm not like trying to like dad explain this to you. I hope I don't come off as like mad dad on like vacation mode right now. Like I'm like lecturing you guys because I'm like not mad, I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed in myself and I'm mad at myself. But yeah, so that's what I'm kind of trying to do right now. So just one new tip per. I'm just, you know, like my tip this week that I'm trying to do is for my intros and outros on my new videos. I'm just trying to learn how to do, you know, cleaner transitions, both with like fading from black to into, you know, like the actual gameplay itself, or like my intro portion to where it fades out before it comes back into the gameplay. Same thing with the volume. It's a little bit trickier and, in my opinion, more difficult than the HitFilm way to do it. However, I'm sure there's an easy fix to it. I just haven't taken the time to sit down and learn it yet. So that is your tip of the week. Slowly but surely keep building. So maybe one week is you talk about transitions. They're not that bad. They're really not. You can learn transitions that are pretty cool. All these editing softwares, most of them at least, have the transitions there for you. You place them in between, you know, so from scene 1 and scene 2, and then that transition goes in between. They have them there for you. You know, and by transitions I mean like, you know how it's like the screen will just like wipe to the side, or it'll be like a clock like going around or something. It's like a half circle and it just goes like that, and then it's like the next scene. You know what I mean? Or if it like drops in from the sky, whatever the case may be. They have those on there, and it's not too hard. You just have to learn where to go to load it in. But it's very easy, and I've done this before, where you just think to yourself, I could never fucking do that. I'm too dumb. I don't know technology well enough. And then you just don't even try, and little do you know, it's just that easy. You know what I mean? So, one new tip, and then there's your one tip. Like I said, you can learn that in 5 minutes. Legitimately 5 minutes. And a lot of these people have these different videos. So, like, the tip that I learned last week for me was I set different keybinds on my keys. So now I don't have to even use my mouse to click and then delete these gaps. So if I have a long drawn out or if I forget what I'm gonna say like during the podcast here, you'll notice edits. If something happens where there's a little space that I want to take out, I hit my S key, I play it for 3 seconds till I want the video to continue, and then I hit the Q key and it wipes all that out. Takes 3 seconds, S key, 3 seconds, Q key, and then it's all gone, just like that. Versus before, I was doing like a right click, then a right click, right click, 3 seconds, right click, and then I would right click on that, then I would go off my cutting tool onto my arrow tool, then I would right click it and then go ripple delete every single time. The amount of time that saves right there is just like tenfold. It's just little stuff like that. So learn different keybinds that are helpful for you, different tips and tricks, and you slowly become a better editor. You know what I mean? Slowly but surely. You know, no one's a pro at this. You know, I think, okay, some people have like a college degree in, you know, I don't know, computer software. Okay, fine. They start closer to the finish line than you and I do. But at the same time, it's just like tough shit. At the same time, it's like, well, I mean, like, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna learn it? All right, well, then you're not gonna be very good. You know what I mean? Like, you'll never be a better editor if you don't try to learn. You know who's leveled up lately on his videos that I've noticed is Yugi. He's got all the subtitles in there. He's got better transition. He's doing like the cutaways too. If you go watch his video when me, him, and Cam were playing Devour, I was dying laughing. And it's so simple, but it makes the video better. There was like a dog. We were playing like a horror game. There's a dog barking off into the woods. And he was like putting like just like a picture of the dog on the screen every single time it barked. It was very funny, and it's like, I'm sure it wasn't like that difficult. I'm not trying to like sit here and be like, yeah, if Yugi could do it, like anybody could do it, you know? But like at the same time, like I think he would even tell you is like, Yeah, I didn't know how to do it, and it took me 10 minutes to learn, and there we are. Now there's a new skill on my arsenal. He's good at cutting to other clips. When I used my pickup line against, well, I don't even know the name of that chick, but whatever like that demon chick is we were fighting in that game. He like cuts to like the trailer park boys where Mr. Leahy's just like piss drunk falling down the stairs. Like that's funny. It makes the video better. Like I don't know how to do that. I'm sure I could like insert that clip. I wouldn't know how to insert that dog though on the screen every time he barked. I would not know how to do that right now. So there's another tip that I could do. You know, it's like while I you know, like with Yugs and I have like a group chat with Yugi and Rock where it's like, you know, we're constantly just like helping each other. Like, hey, saw a new tip today. Hey, what about this, guys? What do you think about this? But, like at the same time, it's like creators helping creators. You know what I mean? Like if I see an idea that or something that Yugi does, I'm gonna take it and obviously give him credit. Like I'm not gonna steal any of his ideas. But if I'm just like, that's a cool edit, then it might spark me to think of something that I can do, or at the very least learn how to do it, right? So it's just little things like that. One new trick. I think every day is probably a bit much for a lot of us that, you know, we either have school or work or something and busier schedules. One a week is very achievable though, and you'd be hard pressed to convince me that it's not. So that's kind of the challenge I'm doing right now. That's the challenge I would, you know, promote you guys to try as well. So, god darn it. Unfortunately, that may have to be as far as I get. So it's 2:20 right now. Haircut is at 2:45. 10 minutes early is right on time. Alright, so yeah, I think we're probably going to cut it here. I will continue. I have a pretty good rant for you guys. We'll have some other stuff to discuss as well. But yeah, I think that was the right play going with the content creation tip because the rant's probably going to take a little bit longer. So, cool. Alright, well, podcast will be back. I don't know if I'm going to be like wearing the same stuff. If the haircut doesn't go well, I'll have a hat on, just so you know. I don't know if I'm going to do it tonight or tomorrow in terms of like continuing this recording, but we will figure that out. So this is not the end of the video. I will see you guys in a bit. I'm going to get the haircut and then we'll figure it out from there. I'm going to try to remember where this video was. I'm going to end it right on the 0. Alright, so anyways, like I was saying, but we're back to the podcast. Got the haircut. We're all good to go. You may notice the attires changed just a little bit. Added the chain, the headband, the shades, even the headphones right now. I'm just vibing out to this music right now. Yeah, we got the haircut. Just finished up the Yugi 601 charity stream, which was awesome. It was such a good idea. We had a great turnout. I was so happy. I was afraid people were going to be busy considering it's a Sunday and everything. But no, it turned out really, really well. We had a lot of awesome people show up. We got a lot of dubs. We got a lot of cool clips. I'm going to try to make a VOD out of a... Just like a highlight video of it and everything. It was a ton of fun though, man. I had an absolute blast doing that. So thank you to everyone who showed up. Yugi and Mario, special shout out because they both donated during it, which that money goes to charity as well. But thanks to everyone just for being there, playing. We got a lot of dubs and everything. I think that highlight video will be pretty funny though, too. There was a lot of funny moments in that one today. I had a really, really good time. So, yeah, once again, special shout out to those two and everyone who was there. Who, because some people just showed up just to watch, just say, hey, I'm here to support me, because you know, you said the ad revenue goes to it and everything, so absolute blast. It was a really, really good time. I think we finished with 10 wins total. It was so much fun, dude. I had a really good time. Like I said, really, really good turnout, too. But getting back on track here, so yeah, we talked about the haircut went, all right. I never, it's one of those. It's like when I get my haircut, I always like how it looks like a week after the fact. You know what I mean? Like, it never looks good like the day of. It's always one of those. This is actually nice. I wore my, you know, go hard. Let's get some dubs outfit today with the chain, shades, and headband. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I had a couple of waters. If you know, you know. Cheers. So I'm feeling it a little bit. But come on, it's for charity. It's for a good cause. So we had a good time. So I'm gonna try to right this ship at some point. Get some water and get some actual water. And get some food in me before we can recover for work tomorrow. So I'm going to try to get up early and go to the gym. We'll see. The back just has not been cooperating lately, which was part of the reason why we didn't do a horror stream today. But it worked out well because we had to get that charity stream in. So I have too many notes down in front of me. I can't even tell what we were going to talk about. So, oh yeah, speaking of horror games, this is one of the rants I was going to go on. I have 2 for you guys today, I believe. Yeah, so, you know, as much as I hate doing the horror stream because I hate being scared, and I just hate everyone laughing at me for being scared and calling me like a pussy and everything. But even more so than that, I'll tell you about the worst type of horror stream viewer. The worst type of horror stream viewer by far is the guy who has already watched the game. He's already watched like the walkthroughs or watched somebody play through it. and then treats you like you're the dumbest human to ever walk planet Earth because you can't figure it out. Easily, by far, bar none, the worst type of viewer. Because, like, I go out of my way, because, like, and I've said this before, I've gone on a rant on stream before. I'm more than happy if you all want me to just to figure it out just like that, like it's nothing. It's not that easy when you're scared. I do horrible with horror games. I don't do horror anything. So I get scared very easily. It's well documented. It's well noted. On top of that, a lot of them have like kind of tricky puzzles that aren't like overly intuitive. And then everyone's like, well, hey, don't look at chat as much because number one, we want to keep you like engaged in the game, which I get. I totally get that. And then two, it's like, well, some people put like spoilers or like how to do it in there. We want you to try to kind of figure it out. I get that as well. No issues here. But the trade-off you get for that is you have to live with my growing pains and me trying to figure out what the heck I'm even doing to figure out said puzzles and everything while I'm scared and while I'm not trying to read chat for help. Now, I always end up getting help because I always need help to figure some things out. But the people that come in and have already seen, well, this is how you beat this level, this is how you play, and then they're just like, you're such an idiot. It's like, look, I could do that. I could do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I could watch a tutorial walkthrough how to. I could speed run every game, get through it in record time, you know? But like at the same time, it's just like the fact that they've watched it, knowing that I haven't played it, I'm getting scared out of my mind. It's so unbelievably frustrating to me. You know what I mean? I'm not doing a good way. I'm not doing very good of. I'm fairly intoxicated. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not doing a great job of describing it. It's just it's so frustrating when it's just like, God, you're such a dipshit, V. You're such a dipshit for not knowing this. Like, how do you not know this? Like, you're so bad at this game. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, well, I'd be pretty good if I watched the how-to. Then I just go into someone's stream, let them have all the fear, let them be the ones that have to do it as they've never done it before, and then just get dunked on. You know, like by the game. And the one that I'm thinking of specifically, you know who you are, I ain't gonna call you out, but it was during that centipede level, like that dog centipede during, what's that game called? It's like the Huggy Wuggy game, but it was like the part 2 of that, whatever it was called, with like Mommy Longlegs. I can't pull the name of it, but you know what I'm talking about. That centipede level, which was very hard, and I almost killed it right out of the gate on that too, and then I screwed up, and I couldn't get it from there. But he was like calling me like the worst player of all time, and I was so frustrated. I'm still mad about that. That is my pet peeve when I play the horror games. And then the other rant that I had for you guys was, hey, do you guys ever see these videos on social media? So I have a TikTok, but it's not like activated. It's not on my phone. I have it just so I can have the VTice username on TikTok. I've never posted on there. No, don't get on it and even watch it. Legitimately, I do not. But I get a lot of TikToks on like my YouTube Shorts page or feed, which I do watch those. Does it bother anybody else other than me when you see like those random acts of kindness, but they're like recorded for TikTok, and it's so obvious that it's staged, but people believe it? The one that I saw the other day was, it was like, yeah, like boss buys employees their coffee for them, and it's like this it's like a boss who's like at a construction site, and his employees holding like, you know, a wad of ones. Let's say it's like $8 worth of ones. It's like, hey, I was wondering, and it's like the boss like doing like a selfie filming himself. I'm just like, you douchebag. I tried to find the clip so I could pull it up. I couldn't find it. But he's like holding up a selfie cam and he's like, now tell me again what you wanted me to do. And the employee's just standing there just like, well, I was wondering if I could give you this money and then you could pay for, and then you could go get us some coffees or give it to someone who get us some coffees. And then the boss is like, well, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. And like the employee's like behind him in this case. It's like the employee's like Brutus. Oh, you can't see Brutus. What the heck? What's going on with my camera? You can't see Brutus. But anyways, you know where he is. But the boss is like, yeah, well, you know what I'm gonna do? You can just, and he like takes the money. He's like, here, you can have this back. Like hands him back the cash. He's like, I'm gonna buy the coffees for you. And the employee's like, okay, yeah, cool, thanks. So like I sit here and I try to think about it logically, like how this played out. So let's say it's legitimate. Let's say the boss didn't set it up. This is a legitimate interaction. He actually, that's great. That's great to buy your employees. I'm not knocking the act of buying your employees the coffee as the boss. It's a great gesture. It's a great thing to do. Good on him. However, for you to take a selfie cam of the employee, as like it's just like it just comes off as at that point like you think you're like better than them. You know what I mean? Or it's like what's the right word? It's like almost like condescending to me, where he's just like, So like what would have happened? Like they're actually like, at the job site, and then the employees like, hey boss, here's some cash. Can you go get us some coffee? Can you buy us some coffee, whatever? And hands me the cash. And then the boss is like, wait, hold on. Takes his phone out, starts recording. Then he like does that stupid selfie pose. He's like, okay, now tell me again what you wanted. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's almost like demeaning at that point. And I understand, like, I'm not trying to sit here and knock like acts of charity or like, like good service or anything to your employees as like the boss or manager. But at the same time, I'm just like, is it genuinely a good act of service if you made them restart the conversation so that you could record yourself saying that to post online? Or are we going for personal gain? You know what I mean? And it's one of those, I saw another one a while ago, and I have not forgotten about this one since I saw this clip. But it was something to the effect of, it's like a guy driving in a car, and he's filming for some reason. Then he films up to a parking garage where there's a guy just standing there. Like, so he's not like sitting on the edge. He's not standing on the edge. He's just like standing there looking off the parking garage. Like relatively like mundane, fairly routine to be honest with you. Like nothing crazy. And then it's like, you know how it's like on TikTok people do where it's, how do I even describe this? People have like that female bot that like reads what the subtitles say. So it was like that female bot voice, and it was like, so I saw this guy at the top of the parking garage and I thought it looked a little obscure. For the record, on video, it didn't look obscure. Why was he even filming? A. Then it's like, so I decided to go up there and see if he was still there. And then so it's like the guy filming as he's like walking up to the top of the parking garage, and then there's the guy. Now he's sitting on the ledge, I think, if I remember correctly. And then he like sets the camera down or like puts it on like a tripod or something. And then it shows him like walking out to the guy and like having a talk with him. And then the guy like gets off the ledge and then they like hug or something. And it's like, yeah, said he was going through some tough times. Said he was debating jumping. Glad I was there to help. And I'm sitting there just like, you lying motherfucker. You lying bitch. You know what I mean? You didn't save this guy. It was planted. And I take that seriously because, like, that's not something to, like, play around with or to, like, spoof. You know what I mean? Like, maybe in some, like, twisted realm, you could probably justify to yourself where it's like, well, maybe this inspires someone to step in and help someone who's dealing with suicide. If that's the case, you get a pass. But what you don't get is to try to sell yourself on social media like you're some hero because you planted a script that's very obviously fake. Why were you filming in your car? Why would you see a guy looking off the edge of a parking garage and the first thing your thought is, well, this guy's about ready to jump? There was no signs of it in the video. It's pretty routine to see. I've been at the top of a parking garage. I've looked off just to see the views. It's not that crazy to me. 3, if we try to think about it in terms of, so you film yourself walking up to the top of the parking garage, and then you set the phone while recording on like a tripod or on the floor or some sort of setup while it's filming, so you could film yourself walking out to him like 200 feet away and then talking to him and then hugging. Like if it was actually like a legitimate, suicide attempt or something, you wouldn't sit there and put your phone on a tripod. Like that's like a time sensitive issue. You know what I'm saying? So it just like bothers me that he's like trying to like essentially like profit and like paint himself as this hero on like a failed suicide save. You know what I'm saying? And it just bothers me. Like I don't think that's like a joke. It's not that it was a joke though. Like I don't think that's a matter worth like faking for personal gain, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? So that bothers me as well. And I see those all the time. Whenever I see videos like that, and there's a whole bunch of different ones, and it'll be like, there's other ones that aren't even like related to the same subject, but it's like, yeah, I hopped into bed with my friend's boyfriend to see what she would do. And it like shows her like getting out of bed to be like, hey, I gotta flip the laundry over. So she like gets out of bed and leaves the room, but there's like a cameraman in the room. And I'm just sitting there like, do people actually buy this? Like, she didn't think to ask, well, why is there a cameraman in here filming us while we sleep or while we're laying in bed? You know what I mean? And it's just like stuff like that. Like, I'm sure most of you can see through that, right? Like, I'm not the only one that's like this much of like a cynical jerk off where like I think to myself, what's going on here? I don't know what that was, but we're not gonna talk about the gameplay. But like I just sit there, it just like makes me mad that people like fake all these different things and they get away with it. I mean, I'm sure people call them out for it, but like people actually buy this stuff. Like in the comments, like most of them are just like, didn't even notice the cameraman, like, you know, obviously fake that dog deserves an Oscar, stuff like that. But at the same time, I just get so speechless that people actually, because then there's like other people that are just like, yeah, that was pretty messed up. Why would you do that to your friend? You know, it's like stuff like that. And it just drives me crazy. It's almost like my pet peeve. I hate that kind of content where it's so obviously faked, you know? But it is what it is. So that's pretty much the 2 rants that I have. The issue is I don't have much more to talk about, to be perfectly honest with you. And I know this is going to be a shorter one, but that's the case. Like I said, I'm fairly intoxicated anyways. So those are my 2 rants for you guys. Got the haircut. Went pretty well. I don't hate it. I like it. Like I said, I usually like it, a little bit longer after said haircut. Because I usually do it pretty short, so then it lasts a little bit longer. So then I grow it out a decent amount of time. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the pod. I apologize that it's a little bit of a shorter one. But both with my intoxication level, that's pretty much everything I had to say. Had a blast doing Yugi 601's charity event. That was such a good time, man. Thanks again to everyone who turned out for that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Sorry again, it's a shorter one. I'll have some more stuff for us to talk about next week. Other than that, I think that's pretty much everything, gang. So, what should we do for like another sign? I'm trying to do like different stuff for our sign off. We've done like the elbow more than once. We did a clap recently. We could do like a gun. We fire off into the air maybe. Let's do that. Let's we'll load it, cock it, and then we're out of here. So, whoops. Let me try to scoot over here a little bit for you guys. All right, load it, cock it. Yeah, smooth. Like I said, I had a lot of water today, so I apologize. So, all right, y'all. Well, thank you for watching. Sorry it was a shorter one. We'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Peace. Have a good one. Yeah, if you enjoyed it, maybe drop a like on it. Nah, fuck that. Don't worry about it. It's all good. So, all right, everybody. Take care of yourselves. We'll catch you guys later in the next one. This water. I'm so hydrated, bro. It's not even funny. All right. Hope this doesn't damage my wall too much. Peace, y'all.